Let's welcome on board Jairam Sampath, the whole-time director and CFO at Kaynes Technology, joining in on the show. What a performing stock this one has been. Jairam, hi, morning. Good to have you on the show. Solid performance across all fronts. And this Q1 being seasonally weak traditionally. Tell us what factors really aided the growth, and do you see this kind of top-line growth even for the rest of the fiscal?
Yes, thank you very much for having me on the show. Good morning to everybody. So, like I've said previously too, this the entire performance is dependent on how much the order book moves and so on, and it's riding on the back of import substitution wave that's happening. We've witnessed that over the last couple of years, and it's likely to probably happen further going forward. So it's not really surprising that we do have orders that we execute. Of course, first quarter was a bit of a, let's say, iffy because it was the election quarter. And many of our, almost 50% of the basic drivers of our business is either influenced by government or funded by government. Of course, they do take material from our OEMs, and then we are the suppliers to the OEMs. So, despite all that, we did have at the beginning of the quarter enough of order book. We had about 4,150 crores of order book end of last year, and so that has also now I think gone up to about 5,000 crores. So I think all in all, it is in the same trend, which is basically being driven by import substitution and also a bit of interest from global companies for sourcing in India. So we've last 3 months, we have seen a lot of footfalls from companies overseas who come and seriously look at India as a destination when compared with their other destinations for EMS like the South Asia and China.
The order book of 5,000 crore was a 3,000 crore a year ago. So there is a 2,000 crore broadly addition, right? In that, how much has come from existing clients? How much has come from new clients?
Okay, so at that point in time, the clients who was given orders now, they probably didn't have on the order book, but they were a client. They were doing small volumes. So from that perspective, okay, so even if it were take clients who didn't have big businesses in our order book, I would say about 20% would have been new clients and the remaining would have been the existing clients.
So are you upping your 4,500 to 5,000 crore rupee revenue by FY30 guidance already?
Yeah, so this year we probably cross about 3,000 crores. And for the next year, like I said, our assessment is that similar growth rates. So 50-60% kind of growth rates are not unlikely. And since the kind of businesses that are coming into different sectors, so even on the profitability front, I think we won't be surprised, and I think that it will be smooth going. Yeah, of course, there are these challenges on execution, which is our internal problems, and we got to measure up and get capacity running and so on. So other than that, business-wise, market-wise, I think we are looking at least several years of solid tailwinds.
Okay. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about a little bit more. OSAT as well as your PCB business. Wanted to understand what's the CapEx timeline, whether there continue to be any delay in approvals, etc. What's the visibility?
Yeah, so as far as OSAT is concerned, we had during last year itself, we had sensed a small delay because of the election model code of conduct. So we had set in motion all other activities so that as and when the approval comes, I think it's likely to come anytime now. Of course, we can't really speak for the government, but I think it's almost ready and it should happen anytime. In the meanwhile, we have purchased the land in Gujarat too, which is creating an ecosystem for semiconductor assemblies there. And we have put the team on board. So we are on schedule to, let's say, get significant revenues in the OSAT business by FY26 fourth quarter. We would have at least in the next financial year, fourth quarter, we'll have some 40-50% kind of capacity utilization. So, so from that perspective, from the business perspective, there's no delay, but okay, it does rush us a bit because there are certain things which can be done only post-approval, like the purchase of machinery and all that. But all other things we are kind of doing and making sure that we don't lose any more time once the approval comes to hand.
Right. Good morning. And Mr. Sampath, you had also earlier mentioned that smart meter is a big opportunity for the company. Give us a sense as to what the timeline is. When is the Telangana facility expected to go live? What kind of market share are you envisaging in this segment? What kind of an opportunity does it hold for the company?
Yeah, so Telangana facility, almost the building is ready and machines are getting installed. So we think we should see it going live. Because we'll announce that so we have planned for at least inauguration sometime in August. And so let's see when we should start getting significant production from the month of September from the Telangana facility. And that is going to be, at least the first phase is going to be dedicated towards smart meters. And smart meters are a growth area for many companies who operate in that. There are 3-4 companies who do operate in that area. And so we also have, at least for the next couple of years, a full order book. And probably from day one, the new facility will start working at high capacity utilizations. So we are looking at a large number of orders coming into this area. As you know, the total target is about 240 million. 10 million has already been implemented over the last 2 to 4 years. Going forward, next 5 to 10 years, we expect there's remaining 240 million smart meters to be implemented. So yeah, it's going to be a good, let's say, heavy business. And I think next 5 to 10 years, you can see some large numbers.
US election cycle is around the corner, and depending on what the verdict is, a lot will change for local manufacturing. Is that a significant risk for your business?
Pardon me, I didn't get the first.
The US election cycle is around the corner, and we pretty much know that if there is a change of guard, local manufacturing benefits or schemes in America would change. Is that a risk to your business?
Not really. In fact, that would probably aid us in a different way, because China is now seen well and truly as the country which has held manufacturing in other countries back. And so I think from that perspective, it would aid us a little bit of course, we should have our activities together in US too. We have acquired a company. So we have kind of anticipated this behavior from most of the developed countries, saying that they must do nearshoring of value addition in manufacturing. So what we would do, we have already acquired a company in the US and would expand those operations a little bit, so that we do a dual, let's say, pronged strategy. One, wherever there is a huge amount of value addition, we want cost efficiencies, we do it in India. And where there is customer connect and service related things, we do it in the US. So I think the bigger risk is to companies which probably depend only on very, very high tech and those kinds of areas, which they would probably secure first. And the all other manufacturing related things will, as a let's say, as a compromise, move to places like India and obviously South Asia, some of the things. In fact, you'll be surprised to know that even Taiwan is a beneficiary of movement of manufacturing out of China. So it's in the short run, it will benefit us. But of course, these benefits cannot be sustained if we didn't get our technology act together. That means we should be as good as a Taiwanese or a Malaysian or any other such company, because they are also going to be here due to the push on investments into India, FDI, etc. by the government. So yeah, the only caveat is that we should keep our technology act together, and we should work at the leading edge of the technology, and then I think we'll benefit.
All right. Thank you for taking time out and joining in and giving us a heads up as to how the overall business is shaping up. That's the management of Kaynes talking about how the Telangana facility gets operational in September. They're looking at a robust order book for smart meters, and they're seeing interest from global companies as well.